जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन 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 यमुना तेरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद चैतन्य नित्यानंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol! Hare Hare! Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Hari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. All of you. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Gurudev, Gurudev, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Harinam Sankirtanam ki, Harinam Sankirtanam ki, Harinam Sankirtanam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Tai Gaura Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhurbhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatade Sadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nitya-nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langete girim yakripatam Hamande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. I'd like to welcome all the devotees for this Friday Satsang program. Today is the last day of Kartik Damodar month. I am feeling very depressed because the month is going to get over. We can continue, yes. Like it is said, Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. So wherever we talk about Krishna, that place becomes Vrindavan. So Damodar month is just an excuse for us to do more bhakti. Today I was reading a small article where it says there is no holiday for people in Krishna consciousness. There is no holiday. It is holy day. Every day is a holy day where we are completely engaged with different types of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So today, before I start, I would like to, with all sincerity, would like to thank Sriman Asiman and the Krishnanam Prabhu and Sriman Shivaguna Krishna Prabhu for giving me this wonderful opportunity of glorifying Lord Krishna on the last day of Damodar month for this year. So I was wondering what is the topic to discuss, because all of you have now a PhD in the Damodar Leela. All of you very well know that Krishna is tied to the wooden mortar because he was stealing butter, breaking pots, feeding the monkeys, doing all kinds of tantrums, which probably caused some kind of irritation to Mother Yashoda. So all of you know this by heart. So we thought, let us do a connected topic. That is why we are going to be glorifying Vraja Dhama. Vraja Dhama ki! Jai. So, the term Vraja means what? It means movement. Have you heard this term before? The meaning of Vraja means movement. And what kind of a movement that we are talking about? We are talking about a movement of spiritual activities that are centered around Krishna, and there are no other materialistic desires. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is mentioned 1.1.11, Anyabhilashita shunyam Jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. What is uttama bhakti? Uttama bhakti is the one which is completely without any other desires except for serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In 18.65, Krishna says, Manmana bhava Madbhakto Madhyajimam Namaskuru Mame Vaisyasi Satyam Te Pratijani Priyosime. So one has to be continuously engaged. They have to give their mind for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They have to worship Him. And through this process, we can go back to Him. The second aspect of Vraja is that satisfaction and bliss by discussing and serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the Vrajvasis are constantly thinking about Krishna. Mother Yashoda is thinking about how to serve Krishna. The Gopa Kumaras are discussing as to how to play with Krishna. The Gopis are thinking as to how to glorify Krishna. The Gopas are thinking how to protect Krishna. So, the entire Vrajbhumi, they have only one aim and one goal. And what is that? It is Krishna-centric. What centric? And not Maya-centric. So, from the Vrajvasis, we can definitely understand that our goal of life is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Machchitta madgada prana bodhayantas parasparam katayantas chamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So, Machchitta madgada prana bodhayantas parasparam. So here these Vrajvasis are always talking about Krishna, and they derive lot of pleasure by having the engagement with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And since the name Vraj indicates that it is movement, this movement or this wandering is again only to serve Krishna in various ways. So if you talk about Vrajbhumi, there are basically 12 forests, and all the 12 forests are very, very beautiful. And which is the most important forest in the Vrajbhumi? Vrindavan. Why it is so important? Because so many pastimes of Krishna, Radharani and Krishna's friends have carried out in Vrindavan. And in the Braj Mandal, the main manifestation is it is a main manifestation of Goloka Vrindavan from the spiritual sky, where it will never be destroyed at the time of annihilation. And the most important river that flows through the entire Vraj is which river? Yamuna, which gives lot of nourishment, lot of pleasure, lot of satisfaction to the Supreme Person and his associates. So, there are on the each side of the Yamuna river, there are these 12 forests. One is on the eastern side. How many forests are there on the eastern side? 7. And how many are there on the western side? There are 5. So first, let us briefly spend some time to understand about these important forests, because in every single forest, Krishna has got some activity or the other, some pastime or the other, some leela or the other. So the first forest that we are talking about here is Madhuvan. Madhuvan forest is named after Lord Madhusudana, the killer of the demon Madhu. Madhu also has a different name, has a different meaning. What does that Madhu means? Madhu means it is very nectarian. It is very, very sweet. So this Madhuvan, the pastimes that have happened are also considered to be very sweet, and more importantly, more particularly, Lord Krishna and Balaram used to go to Madhuvan to taste the honey that was available in plenty. This is Madhuvan. The second forest is Talavan. Talavan is basically, the Talavan forest has got lot of tal trees. These tal trees are also called as the palm trees, where the fruits of the tal trees is called as tal fruits, which are considered to be very, very tasty. They are almost compared to that of a Malgova mango or an Alfonsa mango, which have got yellow pulp. And so these boys, Krishna and the Gopakumaras, used to go to the Talavan to get the fruits. And this has got a very important significance, where Balaram killed whom? Dhenukasura. Dhenukasura came in the form of a ass, right? So Balaram killed Dhenukasura in this particular one, which is Talavan. The third one is actually Kumadavan. Kumadavan among the 12 forests, Kumuda one is considered to be the smallest forest. But what is so important about Kumuda one? It has got some of the best flowers called as the Kumuda flowers. And the boys, can you imagine, the boys, one of their favorite pastimes used to make nice wonderful garland for Krishna and Balaram by using this Kumuda flowers. The Kumuda flowers, the fragrance of Kumuda flowers can be felt even several meters away. Just you can imagine, I don't know whether such flowers exist in this realm, in this material realm today, but these Kumuda flowers have got so much of potency in terms of the fragrance. And Kapiladev did lot of austerities in Kumuda one, and Krishna and Balram used to take the calves and the cows for, he used to take the calves, he used to take the cows to this Kumuda one for grazing, because this particular forest had lush green grass all over. That is the third forest. The fourth forest is called the Kamya one. Kamya one is Kamya. Kamya means what? Charming. Kamya means charming. And what was so charming? All the activities that was performed by Krishna and Balram were very, very charming in that place. And it was also said that the Pandavas, actually, they stayed in that Kamyavan for a few weeks, and there were considered to be 300 holy tirthas which have gone extant now. So that is the potency of Kamyavan. Then comes Bahulavan. Bahulavan actually is actually Bahula Devi. Bahula Devi is a consort of Lord Vishnu. She comes in the form of a cow, and both of them, Lord Vishnu and Bahula Devi, get married, and this place is called as Bahulavan. Then we have Vrindavan. Of course, Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Chintamani Divyanama Ratna Mandira Manoharam. So this place is Manoharam. Manoharam means what? Manoharam means what? One who steals the mind. So Vrindavan, who's the presiding personality in Vrindavan? Vrindadevi, Tulsi Rani. Tulsi Rani actually makes wonderful arrangements for the wonderful pastimes that happens between Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So what are the arrangements that she is making? She ensures that there are enough plants which give wonderful flowers. She ensures that the whole place is filled with scenic beauty. She ensures that there are a lot of falls and other natural beauty, so that Krishna and Radharani can have wonderful engagement. So here it is said that the devotees carry Vrindavan. Who carries Vrindavan? Devotee. And what does Vrindavan carry? Krishna and Radharani. So Krishna and Radharani carries whom? Devotees carry Vrindavan in their heart. Devotees carry Vrindavan in their heart. And Vrindavan carries whom? Radharani and Krishna. So whom does Radharani and Krishna carry? Devotees. Is this such a difficult question for all of you to answer? They are all connected. It's like a triangle. There is Vrindavan on top, there is Krishna and Radharani on one side, and there is devotees on the other side. So here, the most important pastimes, especially the Rasa Leela and dancing on Kaliya, happened in Vrindavan. So Vrindavan has got so many beautiful places. There are wonderful temples around Vrindavan, where we can actually relish the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. Then we have Kadiravan. Again, Kadiravan has got beautiful flower garden, where again the Gopakumaras, they make nice wonderful garland for Krishna. And it was here that Bakasura was killed. Bakasura took the form of which bird or animal? Bird crane. So this was a place where Bakasura was killed. Then coming to the western side of Yamuna, where we have 5 forests, First is Mahavan. The word Maha means what? Great. It's a big one. It's a big one where in fact it is the second largest one and it is very close to Gokul and is also the birthplace of Balramji. So that is Mahavan. Then we have Lohavan, where again aromatic flowers are available in plenty, and where Krishna killed an asura called Lohasura. And there are so many kundas that are there where beautiful water sports were played by Krishna and his dear friends. Then we have Belvan. Belvan is actually known for the bale trees. Again, a round fruit which is very, very tasty. And Manasarovar is there in this particular forest, which is making it very, very attractive. Then Bandiravan. Bandiravan is actually a forest where Krishna and his friends used to engage in wrestling and all kinds of sports. So it was something like a sports stadium where all the important sporting activities were carried out by Krishna and his friends. And it is said that Radharani and Krishna, when they were only 2 years old, they got married under the supervision of whom? Brahmaji. So again when we went to Vrindavan last time, we had seen that beautiful temple. So that is the beauty of Bandiravan. And last one is Bhadravan. Bhadra means very, very auspicious and very, very attractive, where Balramji used to enjoy his sport there. And also we have some beautiful temples that are there. So these are some of the 12 forests of Vraja Dhama, where Krishna and his associates have got a very beautiful time. So this is a pictorial description. How does it look like? It looks like lotus. And if you see on the western side and the eastern sides, there are different one. And if you see only the Kadiravan and Kamyavan are a bit further from the main one. And most of the other forests are very, very in close proximity within a few kilometers stretch from Vrindavan and from Yamuna river. So it was actually so nice to understand how these forests have actually aided in having some wonderful leelas for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here in Brahma Samhita 5.56, there's a very beautiful sloka where Brahmaji is actually worshipping the supreme abode of the Vrindavan Dham. Shriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpataravo Druma Bhumis Chintamani Ganamayi Toyam Amritam Kata Ganam Natyam Gamanam Api Vamsi Priyasaki Chidananda Jyoti Paramapita Ashwadyam Apicha. So here it is said, Brahmaji is saying the only lover here is whom? The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. The Vraj Gopis are his beloved. And every tree and creeper is a transcendental desire. The earth is made of spiritual touchstones. The water is nectar. The speech is like a melodious song. The movements are like dance, where great divine ocean of milk continuously flow from the udders of uncountable Surabhi cows, and where transcendental time is eternal without past and the future, so that even half a moment never slips away. So this is the beauty of Vrindavan. So here, when we talk about the glories of Vrindavan, it is just not the land that we are talking about. Here we are talking about the glories of Krishna. We are talking about the glories of his beauty. We are talking about his glories of his sweetness. We are talking about the glory of his peacock feather. We are talking about his glory of his flute. We are talking about the glories of his cows. We are talking about the glories of the boga that he eats. Then we talk about the Holy Land itself. Then we talk about the glory of Mother Yashoda, the glories of Gopakumaras, the glories of Madhurya Gopis, the glories of Gopas, the glories of the Vrajvasis, the glories of Tulsi Maharani, and glories of Govardhan. Of course, the list is long. There are so many aspects of Vraj Dham that we can talk about. But today we will cover a few of these and we can understand, because the sum total of all these beautiful aspects is considered as what? As Vraj Dham. Are you all with me? Yes. So the sum total of all these are considered as Vraja Dhama. And every single entity and every single jiva here are very, very important because they have aided so beautifully in the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So when we talk about the glories of Lord Krishna, there is two aspects. One is the beauty, Sarva Saundarya Sangramam. So which is basically all beauty put together. All beauty put together cannot in any way be near to the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So Krishna means what? He's all attractive. Akarshayati iti Krishnaha. That is his potency. And he is actually the one who has, from whom the spiritual world and the material world emanate. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam Buddha Baba Samanvita. So, since he is the one who's actually the creator, so the creator is much beautiful than the created. So this is something that we have to understand. So here there are some specifics that are being mentioned where Krishna's face is so beautiful. Krishna's eyes are so beautiful. It represents like a lotus petal. Kunti Maharani glorifies. What is the sloka? Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline, Nama Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. So everything is compared to that of a lotus. So he has got broad forehead, he has got a beautiful nose, he has got a beautiful smile, he has got beautiful Vaijantimala garlands, he is wearing a very beautiful yellow dress which is called as Pitambar. And everything about Krishna is so beautiful. When it comes to sweetness, we all know about the Madhurashtakam, where Krishna's lips are Adaram Madhuram, Adaram Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram. Krishna's face is so sweet, Krishna's eyes are so sweet, Krishna's laughter is so sweet, Krishna's heart is so sweet, and the Supreme Person is Sarvam Madhuram. He is actually a sum total of all the sweetness. So there is beauty and there is sweetness together. That is Krishna in Vraja Dhama. And Krishna is always Anandamayo Abhyasat, means by he is naturally very happy. He is naturally very jubilant. He is always very enthusiastic about everything. That is the beauty of Krishna. So here there are 6 aspects of Krishna's beauty that has been mentioned by the ladies of Mathura. First one, Lavanya Saram. Lavanya Saram means he is actually the essence of all the loveliness. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tejo Amsa, Mama Tejo Amsa Sambhavam. It is actually a small spark. Whatever beautiful that we see is actually a small spark of his beauty and greatness. So that is a Lavanya Saram. Then Asamordhvam. There is nothing who's equal, who can claim to be equal to that of Krishna. Even the Narayana in Vaikuntha planets, when we compare Lord Narayana's beauty to that of Krishna, Krishna's beauty is way ahead of the beauty of Narayan in Vaikuntha. Then Ananya Siddham, Krishna is self-perfect. So he doesn't need anybody else to enhance his beauty. We have seen even in the Damodara Ashtakam, when Krishna wears the Lasat Kundalam, Krishna becomes beautiful or the Lasat Kundalam becomes beautiful? The Kundalam becomes beautiful because of the beauty, because of the beauty of Krishna, the effulgent beauty of Krishna's face is getting reflected on the Lasat Kundalam. So that is Ananya Siddham. Then Drik Pibanti Anusava Abhinavam, where Krishna is ever fresh. It is said that if an old person is looking at Krishna, his eyes become young because the object that he is looking at is actually very splendid. It's very beautiful. Then Drupam, Krishna is difficult to obtain. Is Krishna difficult to obtain? How many of you say Krishna is difficult to obtain? Adidurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Then Bhaktyastu Ananyaya Shakya Ahameva Vidorjuna. Only through the process of bhakti can Krishna be easily obtain. The last one is basically Krishna is the abode of beauty, fame and opulence. That is why he is called as Bhagavan. So next aspect. So we are now seen about Krishna. Now we will look at the peacock feather. So has anybody wondered why Krishna likes peacock feather? Krishna likes peacock feather for many reasons. The first reason is, if you look at the peacock feather, it has an eye. Can that eye look? Can that eye see? No. But Krishna puts a peacock feather to be reminded of the gopis, because gopis always stare at him. Suppose if you stare at somebody, what they will say? You are eve teasing, right? But all the gopis of Vrindavan used to look at Krishna and they were complaining about Brahmaji's creation. What they said? Brahmaji, your creation is defective. Why is it defective? Because you have put the eyelids. Because you have put the eyelids, we are not able to see Krishna for few microseconds. So you should not have kept the eyelids for us. So Krishna is reminded. Secondly, these peacocks, whenever Krishna plays his flute, these peacocks will hear and they'll come and they'll start dancing. And peacocks, they like to dance. So once what had happened, Krishna was actually playing the flute, and these peacocks they became completely ecstatic, and they danced so well, and they gave a gift to Krishna. And what was the gift? A peacock feather. And this only shows to show that even simple gifts Krishna accepts. It is actually the quality that matters and not the quantity. So out of love and affection, these peacocks gave the feathers. That is why Krishna, to remember the devotees, keeps the peacock feather on his turban. So that is the second aspect about peacock feather. First we saw about Krishna's sweetness and Krishna's beauty. Second, we have seen about the peacock feather. Third, let us talk about Krishna's flute. Krishna's beautiful hands, lotus-like hands, are decorated by the flute, which is called as Vamsi Bahushita Karan, which means Krishna's hands are actually decorated by beauty. What is the difference between a Lasat Kundalam and flute? Yes, Lasat Kundalam actually kisses Krishna on his cheeks, but Krishna kisses the flute. Which is better? Flute is better. So that is why everybody is actually talking. What Sukriti have the bamboos have done to actually get the blessings of Krishna through his lotus lips. So that is the difference between Lasat Kundalam and the flute. So flutes are of three types. The first flute is called as Venu, which is basically 6 inches long and it has got 6 holes. Then Murali, it is 18 inches long and 4 holes. Vamsi is 15 inches long and it has got 9 holes. So Krishna uses these 3 types of flutes, and one of the ways Krishna communicates with all his friends is by the process of using the flute. And actually what happens, okay, I will talk about the pastime of cows when we talk about Ter Kadamba, where how Krishna calls out the cows. Then Krishna uses these 3 flutes, and Krishna, there are some flutes which are the sub-variant of these 3 flutes, which is basically Venu, Murali and Vamsi. So Krishna, when he uses a longer Vamsi, it is called as what? Mahananda. When Krishna uses a still longer flute, it is called Akarshini. And if it is going to use an even longer flute, it is called as Anandini. And this Anandini flute is very pleasing for the cowherd boys. And the cowherd boys always, they used to tell Krishna, please keep playing the flutes. We don't need to eat, we don't need to drink, we don't need to do anything. We will spend all the time with you. Let us even not go home. So when they say this, Krishna also gets very overwhelmed. He gets overwhelmed by playing the flute. And when the sun is setting, who gets very agitated? They get, yes, both of them get agitated. The Gopas get agitated because sun is setting, because everybody has to go home. They will lose the association of Krishna. And the Gopis are waiting for the sun to set because they want to have nice engagement with him. And Mother Yashoda is very, very anxious because Krishna has gone to herd the cows, and he his safety is very, very paramount for Mother Yashoda. So Mother Yashoda used to continuously WhatsApp Krishna. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? We all get WhatsApp like that, right? Where are you? Live location. Right? But Krishna used to disable the live location so that he can have the engagement. And almost when the sun is about to set, what happens? That is when Mother Yashoda will call all her friends and say, come, let's go and look for Krishna. And Krishna, as Paramatma, as Antaryami, he knows. And then all the boys used to go. And what was the indication to know that Krishna was coming back? Yes, the dust from the hoofs of the cows. So they all be waiting. They will have their binocular and they'll be looking, right? And when they see the dust, they will know, oh, Krishna is going to be here any moment, right? So we can have nice engagement. So that is how they were all having very, very good engagement. And flute was one of the major contributories. Then comes a very, very important aspect. And what was that? We are going to talk about. We are going to talk about what Krishna likes to eat. Krishna is a very simple person. He likes only curd rice. Every day in the afternoon, Mother Yashoda used to give him curd rice. So morning, Mother Yashoda used to make the rice. She used to fill the rice with milk, and she used to put 1 spoon of curd. And Krishna not only likes a tasty curd rice, but he wants shining curd rice. So what used to happen? She used to smear the curd rice with butter. So if the shine is not there, Krishna says, I will not have. Then when Krishna opens the lunch dabba, you know, it is a perfectly set curd rice. And Krishna, what he used to do, we all have how many fingers? Between each finger, Krishna used to keep pickle. What kind of pickle Krishna likes? Krishna likes ginger pickle. Krishna likes mango pickle. He likes avaka pickle, which is a variant of the mango pickle. And he used to like mavadu pickle, which is a small mango pickle. He used to like lemon pickle. He used to like chili pickle. He used to like tomato pickle. He used to like amla pickle. So 5-6 pickles Mother Yashoda used to give. And what he used to do, he used to keep one type of pickle between his fingers, and he used to take one small ounce of curd rice. He used to eat and he used to lick the pickle. So that was his favorite pastime. So what this actually goes to show? It goes to show that Krishna is very, very simple personality. And this curd rice is actually mixed with what? It's mixed with love of Mother Yashoda. So it is so heart-rendering to see how Krishna used to eat during his lunchtime. Then comes Krishna's footprints, where he walked barefooted across Vraj Bhumi. So Krishna was walking barefooted without any shoes or chappal. So what used to happen? Mother Yashoda on the Gopashtami day, when Mother Yashoda, when Krishna got graduated to start herding cows, what had happened? Mother Yashoda, what did she say? Krishna, please wear shoes, because the entire terrain is full of stones and thorns. Your lotus feet, soft lotus feet will get hurt. So for which, what was Krishna's response? Krishna says, I will wear shoes provided you make shoes for all the 900,000 cows. So each cow has got how many legs? So 4 into 900,000, how much? 36 lakhs. Correct? Is everybody okay in mathematics? So 36 lakh or 18 lakh pairs of shoes. And Mother Yashoda said, I am not running a Bata company, so I cannot afford this. Then Krishna said, no, I would like to be barefooted. And what used to happen? Krishna's whereabouts were found because of his footprint. Why? Because there were 19 sign marks on his footprint. So on his right foot there are 11 markings. On his left foot there are 8 markings. So they were easily able to trace where Krishna's whereabouts. So no need of any location map. And they used to exactly know. And nobody used to disturb the footprints. And as you all know about Akrura, when Akrura came from Mathura to pick up Krishna and Balram to meet his very dear uncle Kamsa, what had happened? He actually, when he jumped on the land of Vraj, he started rolling, looking at the beautiful footprints of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then comes the innocence while dealing with Vatsalya Gopis. So these Vatsalya Gopis, Krishna had 4 qualities that he exhibited, that we have seen during the Damodar Leela. Bhakta Vashyata, Bhaktir Jitatvam, Bhakti Baddham and Bhakta Paradino. Krishna says, Aham Bhakta Paradino, where he is completely controlled by his devotees. Because of this control, what happened? He was stealing butter, he was lying. Krishna is the absolute truth, Satyam Param. This Satyam Param was lying. Then the self-satisfied became hungry. Then the time personified became fearful. The fastest runner was getting caught. The condensed bliss was crying. Krishna is actually, he is what? Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchit Ananda Vigraha, Satchit and Anand. He is full of bliss. And this personality was actually crying. And he was getting scolded. We have seen so many prayers. We have seen Bhishma's prayers. We have seen Brahmaji's prayers. We have seen Prahlad Maharaj's prayers. We have seen Dhruva's prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But here, what kind of prayers was Mother Yashoda doing? She was actually chastising. And what was she saying? Hey monkey lover. What he said? Hey monkey lover. Because you are moving with monkeys, you have also become like monkeys. Maybe you are from the lineage of monkeys. For which Krishna, what did he say? Yes, probably I am the lineage of monkeys from my mother's side. So Mother Yashoda used to get more agitated when Krishna was making such comments. And the supreme judge was awaiting judgment. What was the judgment? He was caught, he was tied to the wooden motor. So this IPC is there, right? What is IPC? Indian Penal Code. Indian Penal Code has been scrapped. But Mother Yashoda's IPC was what? Internal Prema Code. Internal Prema Code is to punish Krishna, that you have stolen butter, you have broken the pots, you have done all this mischief, so I am giving you a judgment. Order, order, order. Okay, what is order? You are going to be punished and you are going to be tied to the wooden mortar. So that was the judgment. And Krishna, the all-pervading person, is getting bound. The supreme liberator is getting bound. There is no liberation. So all these things he is doing because he wants to be completely controlled by his devotees, because he wants to be conquered by his devotees, because he wants to be bound by loving devotion, and he is completely dependent on the devotees. So these are some of the characters that Krishna exhibited in the Vraja Dhama. Then comes to cows. So we all know, Namo Brahmanya Devaya Ko Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So Krishna is actually the prime protector of cows. Gopal. Krishna's name is Gopal because Palan Karna. Palan Karna means he is protecting the cows. Govardhan. Govardhan means what? He is actually, the Govardhan hill is actually nourishing the cows. Then he belongs to the family of whom? Gokul. Kula of cows. Cows, calves and things. So his family has got the cows. And Govinda. Krishna is the one who is called as Govinda because he gives pleasure to the senses. What kind of pleasure that we are talking about? The pleasure between the Jiva and the Supreme Person. So these cows were very, very fond of Krishna, and Krishna was always fond of these cows. So Nanda Maharaj had how many cows? He had 900,000 cows, and these cows were basically categorized into 4 categories, 4 colors: black cows, the white cows, the red cows and the yellow cows. And within that there were 25 different types within the 4 broad categories, and there were 8 subdivisions, that is spotted, speckled, the Mridanga-mukhi, the Mridanga faced cows, the Simha-mukhi, the Simha faced cows, then the Tilak based cows. So there were 8 variants. So in total there were 108 types of cows. Now what used to happen, Krishna had because he is responsible for 900,000 cows, taking them to the pastures for grazing. So obviously if he leaves a few cows and comes, suppose a family has got say 10 children, will the mother say, I have 10 children, 1 or 2 children let me leave behind in the circus? No problem. Will it happen? Every child is important, right? So for Krishna, every single cow was very, very important. He was completely responsible because he is called as Gopal. Earlier he was called as Vatsapal. Vatsapal means what? He was responsible for the calves. They were more easy to control. But the cows are very, very difficult to control. So what used to happen, like how we have Japamala. How many beads our Japamala has? 108. So he has got a jewel-based Japamala having these 108 categories, and he used to exactly know. So what used to happen, and different names of the cows are Shamala, Dumala, Yamuna, Davali, Hamsi, Chandini, Ganga, Mukta, Aruni, Kunkumi, Saraswati, Pita, Pingala, Haritaki, etc., etc. So what used to happen, how we discussed earlier, no? How Krishna used to communicate with all his friends and the cows? By flute. Sometimes some cows, what they used to do, they used to ignore Krishna's call. They used to ignore. Why they used to ignore? For 2 reasons. One is, these cows are always perpetually hungry. Right? They are perpetually hungry. Suppose if you go to any Goshala, what the cows will come? They will come and smell you, right? To see whether you have brought something nice. Especially when you go to a Goshala, you have to carry what? Carry jaggery. If you give jaggery, the cows will be your best friend. They know. With the smell of the jaggery, they will know, and they love to eat jaggery. So last time when we went to the Salem temple Goshala, there were more than, I think, 200 cows. So we made jaggery balls and we were feeding these cows and the calves and everything. So they love these jaggeries. So what used to happen, Krishna used to go and he used to call these cows through playing the flute. But some cows, they never used to come. One, they were eating, they were busy, so they pretended not to hear. And other group of cows, they wanted to hear their names from the Krishna's lotus mouth. So they were pretending as if they were not hearing. So Krishna, he used to climb on the Ter Kadamba tree. And what he used to do, he used to say, Hey Shamala! Mo! Hey Ganga! Mo! Why are you mewing? Come! Mo! They used to say, we will not come. So what Krishna used to do? He used to get down from the Ter Kadamba tree and he used to go finding for them. And the minute they see Krishna, they used to behave like small calves. They used to come and lick Krishna. They used to, Krishna will hug the cows. And they used to have the engagement. And all the Gopa friends used to say, Krishna, if you are just going to hug and kiss these cows, Mother Yashoda will give you nice. Not really. Mother Yashoda was very kind personality. Better, let's have the engagement. Then some cows will be very, very angry. Today, you got the association of Krishna. Tomorrow, I will ensure that I will not respond to Krishna's flute. So that was a kind of engagement that Krishna and the cows were having. Now let's describe the glories of Mother Yashoda. How much time more we have? 10 minutes probably? 10 because we started late. 10-15 minutes we'll finish. Okay. Now talking about Mother Yashoda. So Mother Yashoda is a supreme mother. What is the most special aspect of Mother Yashoda? She was completely possessive of Krishna. She never allowed Krishna to go outside the courtyard. She was always thinking about Krishna's welfare. We all think about our welfare, but Yashoda thinks of Krishna's welfare. After the Sakatasura incident happened, Mother Yashoda goes to a priest and she gets one nice mala. And what was that mala? The mala was made of what? It was made of elephant hair and tiger nails. And she said, Krishna, you wear this, you will be completely protected. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is our protector. And Mother Yashoda believes that this small mala will save Krishna. That is what is called as devotion towards the Supreme Person. So Mother Yashoda was supreme in her love. She was the only person who was able to bind Krishna. Once what had happened, before the Damodar Leela happened, one of the gopis somehow caught Krishna. And she said, Krishna, today I am going to bind you. So what Krishna said, oh really Amma, you are going to bind me? Okay, try. So this Vatsalya Gopi started tying, and she was not able to tie, obviously, because the different Shaktis did not allow this Vatsalya Gopi to bind Krishna. So she said, and Krishna said, Amma, since you do not know how to bind me, I will teach you. You can follow the same method, and we will help you. So she said, okay. So Krishna innocently said, Amma, you stand near the pillar. Bring some ropes. I will teach you how to tie. So what happened? This innocent mother caught the rope, and Krishna started tying her with the pillar and nicely knotted also. And this Vatsalya Gopi, she is saying, okay, what next? What next? Now remove. He said, this is what I wanted to know. Bye, bye, bye. And Krishna left. And then the husband came at 6 o'clock and said, what is this? Krishna tied me. So Mother Yashoda was the only personality who was able to tie Krishna because of two reasons. Because Swinnam Bhatram, she was working so hard to tie Krishna. She was having perspiration. She was a queen of Vraj. But she was the one able to do because of perseverance and by Kripa Shakti of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So she was able to tie Krishna. And Krishna, the yogis, the jnanis, they used to meditate for millions of years to get the darshan of the tip of the toenail of the Supreme Person. But whereas this gopi was able to chase Krishna and catch him. So that is the second aspect. Third one, the topest devotee, because she was completely, of course we have seen that she was completely, she was taking care of Krishna's welfare. And Krishna chose Mother Yashoda because she was the prime in the devotional service. And she was the only one who was able to chastise Krishna. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lakshmi Devi also did not get so much of Sukriti the way Mother Yashoda got the Sukriti. And she is the eternal mother of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. Now let us talk about the glories of the gopis, Gopakumaras and Brajvasis. As we all know, the gopis had uninterrupted absorption. Savai pumsam parodharmo yato bhaktim adokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatmasu prasidati. So our devotional service should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. So these gopis also 24/7 they were only thinking of Krishna, how to serve the Supreme Person. They were so deep in absorption, and we all know the headache story of Krishna. Once Krishna had headache in Dwaraka. Why he pretended to have headache was because everybody was glorifying the gopis, and the 16,108 queens of Dwaraka wanted to understand what is so great about these gopis. So Krishna wanted to actually demonstrate how much these gopis love Krishna. So what had happened? Krishna had headache, so they brought axe oil, Amurtanjan, Vicks, vapor rub, tiger balm, Zandu balm, all balms were placed on Krishna's forehead. But his headache was not going. At that point of time, and all these queens, the 16,108 queens got really worried. How our Krishna is suffering because of this headache. And then what happened? Hari bol. And then what happened? Narad Muni came. Narad Muni came and Krishna said, only if I get the dust of a pure devotee and if you smear it on my forehead, I will be cured of this headache. Then none of these 16,108 queens were ready to give the dust because they felt that if their dust is given, they will rot in hell. And then Krishna goes to Vraja Dhama. And the minute Narad Muni came, all the gopis were very happy because I'm sure Narada Muni would have brought some news about Krishna. When they came to know that Krishna was having headache, they became very worried. I said, is there any possible solution where we can be a part of the solution? And Narada Muni said, if any one of you, because you people are all pure devotees, you are exhibiting prema bhakti, if you give some dust from your lotus feet, and if that can be applied on Krishna's forehead, he will be relieved of the headache. Then what happened? They didn't give few grams. They gave bags and bags of dust and said, let us all rot in hell, but our Krishna should be cured of his headache. So that was actually the mood of the gopis. So their service towards Krishna was unmotivated and uninterrupted. Then comes the Gopakumaras. Gopakumaras, they were more fortunate than the gopis because they spent more time with Krishna in the morning hours. Just imagine, can you play with Krishna? Can you jump like a frog? Can you wrestle with him? Can you, move on the swing? Can you be on the shoulder of the Supreme Person? It is impossible. But again, Krishna had so much of engagement because these devotees, these Gopakumaras were very, very pure. And during the Govardhan Leela, Krishna was holding the Govardhan using his left hand, little finger. And what did the other Gopakumaras do? They all took the sticks and they were trying to support Krishna because they always felt that we have to support our good friend. And then what happened? After the seventh day and seventh night, when the Samartaka clouds went, everybody started dispersing. And still the Gopakumaras were holding the sticks. And they were so kind to Krishna. Krishna, 7 days and 7 nights you have held the Govardhan. Now you take rest. We will hold it for some time. Krishna said, are you sure? Yes, we are sure. Are you really sure? Yes, we are sure. Are you really, really sure? Yes, we are really sure. Okay. He just moves his little finger slightly and the whole Govardhan, which is about 64 miles of diameter, starts shaking and all the boys are, hey, Krishna, 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 Krishna. They said, okay, main hu na. Thank you so much for your service. Sometimes we are also enthusiastic about our service. But when we do the service, it is only going to create more problems. But the devotees, what they will say, they will not discourage you. They say, okay, this time we will take care. Next time you will learn the job properly and then you come and assist. So like that, the Gopa friends, the Gopakumaras were so concerned about Krishna. Everything that he does is for his benefit. So these are the most fortunate people, the Gopakumaras. Then comes the Vrajvasis. There's a very beautiful sloka in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us all repeat this. Aho bhagyam, aho bhagyam, Nanda Gopa Vrajokasam, Yan Mitram Paramanandam, Purna Brahma Sanatanam. Aho bhagyam, aho bhagyam. So here, what did Brahma exclaims twice? Aho bhagyam, aho bhagyam. He praises the extraordinary fortune of the Vrajvasis who are living under the shelter of Nanda Maharaj. Because Krishna was completely in their heart, and in their heart it was only Krishna. So they were so fortunate to be in the association of the Supreme Person. So these Vrajvasis, one important thing they were always thinking is to serve, to serve, to serve. So here, giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. And what is the opposite to that? Taking and forgetting. That is material world. So, Vrajvasis, the special thing about Vrajvasis is, for them, the only thing that they are interested to satisfy the Supreme Person. So, that is their greatness. Then now we will talk about the glories of Tulsi Maharani. Vrinde Devi ki! Yeah. So, Tulsi Maharani, she has 8 names. What are the 8 names? Vrindavani. Vrindavani is the one who is actually the one who assists in orchestrating the entire pastimes of Krishna and Radharani in Vrindavan. So she does the preparation, like ensuring, we have seen this earlier, to have the flowers, fragrant creepers, lush greenery, etc. Second name is Vrinda. She is actually the goddess of all vegetation and plant life. So she is the head of all the vegetation and plant life. Then Vishwa Pujita. She is not only being revered in this material world on this earth, but she is revered in the entire universe. Because why? Her leaves go to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. Then she is Pushpasara. She is the topmost among flowers. Krishna likes the manjaris, right? Krishna, even if you don't have flowers in the market, but if you offer some little manjaris to the Supreme Person, Krishna is actually very, very satisfied. Then she is also called as Nandini, the one who is giving enormous joy. What kind of joy? We are not talking about material joy. Because when we take the tulsi leaves and offer it to the Supreme Person, then what happens? We have a chance to go to Goloka Vrindavan to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is also said, there was a query, can we offer tulsi to Radharani? Yes, you can offer. Not to her lotus feet, but to her lotus hand. You can mix it with sandal paste. You can offer it to Srimati Radharani so that she can offer it in turn to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. Then Krishna is also called as Tulsi Maharani is also called Krishna Jivani because her entire life and soul is actually for Krishna. Krishna is in her heart and she is in Krishna's heart. Then Vishwa Pavani, the one who purifies the entire three worlds. Then Tulsi. Tulsi means there is absolutely no comparison when it comes to the service she is actually rendering. Then last but not the least, we talk about the glories of the Govardhan hill. As we all know, Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill for 7 days and 7 nights. How old was Krishna when he lifted? He was 7 years old. So Govardhan hill has got one speciality. Like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has one speciality. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's speciality? He is Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Similarly, Govardhan is actually Krishna and is also the best servant of Krishna. Haridasa Varya. Radharani glorifies Govardhan as Haridasa Varya because he is the best servant of the Supreme Person. So, Govardhan has got how many peaks? It has got 100 peaks. And the entire scene of Govardhan is very, very serene. It has got so many caves. And the beauty of Govardhan is, during the summer season, the stone becomes cold. And during winter season, the stone becomes, when I say stone, I am talking about the surface of Govardhan. So, it is always provides comfortable environment for Krishna. There are hundreds of caves. There are hundreds of waterfalls. There are beautiful lush green grass. That's why Govardhan means all the cows have a favorite time to go there. So like that, Govardhan was also assisting in the pleasure pastimes of the Supreme Person. And one very important thing is, the water was nectarian, the grass was soft, and the flowers and vegetables were available. And more importantly, Krishna and the team were able to drink pure honey. They were able to have mango juice. And they were able to have pilu juice. And there were a lot of herbs, roots and creepers and fresh flowers which were used for the engagement of the Supreme Person. So these are some of the aspects of Vraja Dhama. So what we have covered, we spoke about Krishna, we spoke about Krishna's peacock feather, we spoke about Krishna's flute, we spoke about Krishna's cows, then we spoke about what Krishna eats, which is basically the curd rice. Then we saw about the glories of the Vrajvasis. We spoke about the glories of the Gopakumaras. We spoke about the glories of Mother Yashoda. We spoke about the glories of the Gopis. We spoke about the glories of Govardhan. We spoke about the glories of Tulsi Maharani. So in substance, all of them put together is actually Vraja Dhama. So how many of you are interested to go to the Vraja Dhama? No enthusiasm. So thank you very much. In fact, Shivaguna Prabhuji was mentioned to me that I have to talk about Bhishma Dev, but since we have already covered, and it's already 12:30, so I would like to wind up my session. I had a few slides about Bhishma Dev. We'll cover it another time. So, what is the conclusion? So, can somebody read? One person, can you read loudly?
May we all aspire to cultivate Vrindavan consciousness, characterized by love, humility and non-enviousness. Let us remember the sweet pastimes of Krishna, engage in Krishna Ratha and serve with a heart filled with devotion. In this way, we can experience a glimpse of the divine bliss that pervades Vrindavan, regardless of our physical location. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tai Gaura Premanande. So